Hello and welcome to Nice Surprise Tarot. Thank you for being again with your hostess Lady G. Today we will have an interesting love reading. Before I begin with the reading, I would ask you if you have any questions regarding your present or maybe your past love romance. Something about the situation, about people that you didn't quite feel or understand why things happened the way they did, to send me the question in the comments or via email in order to ask the tarot to bring some more light into this situation and to have clarification about what was really going on. I'm sure that your experience will be quite helpful to all our audience and to myself as well. So let's begin. In my life, I've read a few books about romantic relationships filled with well-intended instructions about how to act with your partner so that they can feel better and choose you again and again. The writers would come in as experts about one of the genders and teach the other gender about the so-called language they should use in order to communicate better and understand each other well, and therefore have a secret advantage in this relationship. I will skip the moment of generalization here. It isn't really what is bothering me, because the perfection and ideal situation don't exist. What bothers me is, for example, the idea that one person or whole gender is considered to be somehow less than the other, and they have to learn how to adjust well, or that in order to have a harmonious relationship, they must learn about secrets, apply them, and enjoy the fruits of the white manipulation, regardless of the gender or the site number 1 or 2. Isn't it enough that we all are so deep and diverse and have to live with this? Meaning we have to live with all our conscious and subconscious stories while we make that effort to establish a pleasant and useful union. Plus, if you believe in past lives, you carry even more with you. And if we take the teachings, for example, of Dolores Cannon, if we already have an agreement before we come to Earth, there is something pretty much said that we need to learn. With all this in mind, I went to search for a tarot spread that will give us some information about your relationship, and this spread will show us the complete picture, the view of both sides. That's why it is called a mirror spread. Some of us have already heard that the world or the universe, through the people we meet, acts as a mirror. Because at the end of the day, regardless of all of our specifics, we would all like to find love, that special person that will support, understand, accept us as we are, and will help us to become a better person. Those that will be different and still will be able to understand who we are and why we are like that. I wish for all of you to find this special person in your life and be that special person in someone else's life, and if it is necessary, even more than once in a lifetime. Now, let's begin with the reading. It's time for you to pick up your group. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick your group now. Welcome to all the loyal friends of my beautiful group number one. Let's see what's going on in your relationship. According to the person number one, this is a relationship filled with love and pleasure. They have already put number two on a pedestal. They enjoy their presence and quality so much and believe in love and this unity 100%. They know that this kind of love and relationship is so rare to find and are ready to give their life for their partner. This is one of the best cards for positive emotions in the relationship, and it also signifies a possibility of a wish come true, so they really must have found in their partner what they have been looking for. On the other side, person number two is either missing the thrill and excitement they had at the beginning of their relationship, or, so sorry to say, they already have some new beginning in their mind. Ace of Cups signifies the beginning energies connected with the emotions. Of course, one might argue that this is a sign that person number two is feeling so much in love, like the day they met their partner. But looking at the next card, I'm not inclined to give this explanation. Highest ideal for this relationship, it seems that the person number two, whether it is an inherited habit or it refers to this relationship only, expects some negative events. Maybe they finally found out that their paths in life are totally different, that there is no way to harmonize these differences, and sooner or later this will blow up, and the longer you wait, the worse it will be. Person number one aims for logic, intellect, and understanding between each other, to grow up together, having the rational mind above matter, honesty, and goodwill. I have impression that they have no idea what is going on in this relationship, and whatever they will find pretty soon will not be pleasant at all. Person number one is a hardworking person. Currently, they are working on a project and they are up to their ears with work. So they decided to stop, summarize the results, and decide if they should continue this way or there is something better for them in their future. So they're pretty much occupied with making money, as I believe they're pretty much sure that everything is okay in the relationship, so they can focus on their career. On the other hand, person number two, most probably a female, is actively connected with her emotions. So while the male person number one is projecting the more practical focus onto the material things, the female person, as it usually happens, is occupied with the emotions. Maybe they didn't expect the cold, rational, logical side to dominate in the relationship. They might have expected to have warmer, more loving relationship with open sharing of their emotions. I admit, in such situations, it is maybe good to know how the other side is showing that they love and care about the other person. The whole situation might push the person number one to start an argument. Remember, their career is pretty much demanding. They have a full confidence in the relationship, and the last thing they need right now is to find out that things are not pretty much the same in reality as it is in their film. Believe it or not, this very outburst is a wheel of fortune for the person number two. Maybe they are right to believe that something is really off in this relationship and they should indeed continue separate ways. Regardless of how this situation or this relationship ends, the person's one action will certainly be a blessing for the person number two. Number 2 should be really grateful for this argument, although it is an unpleasant thing to do. It will help them both to express their feelings and lead to better future. The person number 1 needs to learn a lesson from the person number 2. They will realize that they should keep their eyes open and be ready to compromise and learn new things. If they're conventional kind of guy, one that wants set career and conventional relationships, they should clear up at the very beginning if that is what the other person wants and needs. Even in such situations, one might lie to you, or they can change in the meantime. You never know, but at least you will know that you gave your best to achieve what you want. The person number 2 needs to be included more in the matters of the material world. They will learn that they can also have a successful career and be financially independent, so that they are not forced to make a decision under the pressure of their survival needs. Whether they decide to stay together or not, they will certainly learn valuable lessons. If they part their ways, I certainly hope it will happen with love and respect, since whatever level of awareness they achieved in the meantime, it was also due to the presence and the love given by their partner. Should you have any additional questions, please feel free to ask. See you! And hello to my beautiful group number 2 and all its representatives. I hope you're all well, and let's see what's going on in your romantic relationship. The person number 1, most probably a female, sees that the heart and strength of this relationship lies in their social life, their connections, and their activities together as a couple. She is most probably a bit or maybe quite younger than the person number 2 and is obviously enjoying their wealth and activities they got together. Person number 2, regardless of their age, has a cup filled with love, and they know pretty much how to show appreciation to their partner. They can sense their needs and is always willing to give more and more. Person number 2 cannot help himself. He was born to love, and he knows how to do it. His highest ideal is to become even more loving, more kind, more diplomatic, understanding. They might even work as some kind of mediator, company representative, or even a diplomat. They are willing to share their advice, time, love, and knowledge if it is necessary. Person number 1 would like to see their relationship as a spiritual union, not only the earthly material relationship, for both of them to grow, to develop their intuition, and to understand each other, sometimes even without words. They will help so many people, whether materially or with an advice or their connections or in any way necessary. They will help people in their environment and larger. Person number 1 is obviously ready to conquer the world. She has all the qualities necessary. She only lacks experience, which she attempts to cover with hard work and social connections. She has a great potential. She is willing to work and give her best, and most importantly, she has the support of her loving and already experienced partner. He, person number 2, is already on top of his game. Obviously, he has been places, seen people, done business. He is already established and knows how important is the good communication and understanding human nature in general. He has got experience, riches, and doesn't need much in his life. He reminds me of those clever teachers, mentors, or gurus that have pretty much taken care of their stuff and are always ready to help those around them. Person number 1 is learning the craft of having a healthy, solid, loving relationship. Being young, it is obvious that they have to learn a lot about how this world works. They don't mind. In contrary, they're open to learn new things and to develop them to a high level, and luckily, they have exactly the person they need by their side. She is all about hard work and going through the world with self-confidence and success. Person number 2 is thinking about travels to foreign lands, about cooperation with people all over the world. His horizons are bright, they have an open heart, experience and knowledge to go for any adventure they can think of. And they use this to the fullest. We may say that this couple's life will be everything but boring. They complement each other perfectly. They live their life full speed. Person number 1 needs from their partner to think of more causes for celebration, to get to know more people within the family, but also from the outside world, and have a good time together filled with positive energy. Person number 2 is hardly waiting for his partner to become an abundant, self-confident, maybe even pregnant, strong lady, obviously someone that will correspond better to his current age and experience. He is aware that chances of this happening are pretty high, and he is happily waiting for that moment to happen. In the meantime, they will enjoy their path together, filled with a lot of fun and new, interesting, exciting experiences. And hello and welcome to my beautiful group number 3. Let's see what is going on in your love life. This is obviously a hidden relationship, as I can see. I will not discuss the possible reasons for this status. It is obvious that the person number 1, most probably male. Oh, I see now. It seems that they are both male gender, which may explain why they decided to hide about their relationship. Okay, nowadays they are pretty much open, but someone may want to keep it hidden. Person number 1 is perfectly alright with this and even suggests that it is better this way. On the other hand, person number 2 is ready to fight with the world, and unfortunately it seems to also fight with their partner. This is a pity really, since they already have enough on their plates and they don't need to fight between each other on top of everything. According to person number 2, they can achieve everything as a couple with fairness and balance, and they will always aim to find the best possible solution without anyone suffering. Person number 1 is the voice of the wisdom. They aim to reach maturity using their intellect. They will always be understanding and learn much about human psyche and relationships, which will help them both as a couple to find solution to each problem they have on their way. Person number 1 was born under a lucky star. Everything is going easy for them. They must have learned early on in their life how to ride on the lifeline of success and happiness. He is one of those people that will light up the room wherever they go. People like him and are hardly waiting for their next celebration together. Person number 2, on the other hand, is one of those wise, always a little smiling, artistic people, ready to help, ready to advise, to share whatever is necessary with the people they respect and love. Obviously, both of them are being invited pretty much to every important event, and they accept the invitation with pleasure. People might wonder about the nature of their relationship, but nobody knows what exactly is going on between them two. Person number 1 is leading the way in the relationship. Being loving, kind, and eloquent, it is not difficult at all for them to discover new exciting adventures and at the same time think of proper ways to hide what is going on, which is exciting by itself. Although some would think that the person number 2 is an unpractical, artistic person, they may be surprised about how rich they actually are. In fact, they just signed a very valuable contract, and it seems people are starting to realize about person number 2 and their practical qualities. Person number 1 are not yet aware, but they will find out pretty soon that they need a proper family with all its qualities, with their love. It will be quite a surprise, since they are the one that insists on secrecy. Whether they will accept that truth and agree with disclosing the relationship to the world, it is yet to be seen. Person number 2 wants the person number 1 to make exactly this sacrifice, to try to see the world from their perspective, to accept that a loving relationship cannot contain anything shameful or forbidden, and they deserve to live happily under the sun as any other human being. My impression is that persons number 2 love and affection will help the person number 1 to gain courage and make the right decision. What do you think? Please write me a comment about your experiences and what do you think they should do? And hello and warm welcome to the representatives of my beautiful group number 4. Let's see what's going on with your love life. Person number 1 is for total honesty and acceptance. They should know everything about each other, good and bad. No need to hide anything, but everything should be tightly controlled, with full awareness, and if necessary, by strict discipline in the relationship. They believe that someone should lead in this relationship, and they do not insist that they should be that one. All they want right now is to find out who the person with them is, so that they could determine who is more capable of leading the way. The person number 2 is oh so charming. They have million potentials and they are fully aware that whatever they take in their hands will lead to success. They know that this relationship can develop in so many ways and they enjoy this enthusiastically, waiting for each new adventure. The highest ideal of the person number 2 is having a child. They are clear with what they want. They would so much love to give them all their love, to teach them through life, to spoil them. They are expecting that this child will be filled with artistic abilities. It is possible that this child already is present, and therefore the person number 2 is so happy to be a mentor and guide to this innocent young being. Person number 1 is drawn more to the material side and they wish for stability and enough wealth for their normal everyday life. They're not aiming for more than that. They pretty much satisfy themselves with just enough to go through. Person number 1 had a nice childhood, a good relationship with their relatives, parents, siblings, so naturally they project that into their environment and they dream about bringing exactly that to this relationship. Person number 2, on the other hand, comes from a rich, although also a loving family, with family members respecting each other. So they project that view on this relationship and will always aim to provide more than necessary for their children. They remember the excitement of all the celebrations during the years they grew up. Currently, the focus of the person number 1 is on this young, artistic, beautiful girl, and that occupies most of their free time. Obviously, they are ready to give the world to this young person. It might even be their own daughter. It is a perfect father-daughter relationship. Strangely, but although they both share the same sentiment for this little being, the person number 2 is feeling lonely, sad, maybe excluded from the outside world. They miss all those activities they used to have when they were younger. Probably now, having this small child, they spend most of their time at home and miss the social life they used to have. They should do something to change the situation, whether to find some group, a hobby, or start searching for a small part-time job. They must change something in order to be happier. Person number 1 needs from person number 2 to bring back that old, loving, kind, diplomatic, artistic person, the one they met for the first time in the past. They know that this person still exists. They just need a little support and change of environment to come back to the surface and bring all that love and affection to the relationship again. Person number 2 has high expectations from the person number 1. They need them to bring light into their lives, as she simply cannot currently see what is missing. She can only feel it. It is up to the person number 1 to do what they intended at the beginning, which is to find a way to lead and bring some light and excitement into this relationship. That will help both of them to relax and enjoy each other's company more. Tell me about your experience. What do you think these two should do, and how they could find the best way to lead their loving relationship? How about your personal experience? What can you say about your relationship? See you soon. And hello and welcome to my beautiful group number 5 and its representatives. Let's see what's going on in your love life. For the person number 1, the meaning and heart of this relationship lies in their strength. They're both wise and loyal people, not in the first youth any longer. They both know exactly what they want and how to achieve it. Their union is strong as a rock. And this is what the person number 1 appreciates mostly about their relationship. Person number 2 believes in person number 1 with all their heart. I have a feeling that they're ready to do anything their partner desires. They trust them that much. They believe their love is a fair and just human being, so their relationship has the same properties. The ideal for the person number 1 is to provide and protect. They already have a career, they know what is expected of them, and they are doing all they can for their partner. The ideal for this lady behind the person number 2 is a child, clever and sharp as that sword the page is carrying in its hands. She is aware that 2 intellectuals must bring something clever and special to this world, and that would be her ideal. Person number 2 is ready to start a project with a foreign country, or they may even travel there for the project. It is also possible that she has a long-distance relationship with her partner with all its advantages and disadvantages. Luckily, the person number 1 brings to the table everything she ever wanted and needed in her life. She would be prepared to travel the world in order to be together with this man. He is gentle, kind, generous, with everything she needs in her life. It seems that the person number 1 has to balance this relationship, whether it is with his career demands or he already has another person in their life. Anything is possible. What we all know is that one cannot do this an infinite amount of time because it is very exhausting. Person number 2 knows this and is very understanding. They found in the person number 1 everything they ever wished for. In fact, they both prepare themselves for a longer trip where they will have time to talk a bit more about their expectations. The person number 1 expects her to realize that under this polished, strong, powerful man, there is a gentle side. So they would love her to see that side as well, since they have enormous capacity to love and share that love with their partner. She herself wants only one thing: to give her the honor to bring to this world a beautiful, clever, bright soul that will shine upon light on them both and leave their eternal mark on this planet. For that purpose, she is ready to follow him wherever he goes. The decision for this wise, artistic man is difficult. One thing is sure: this relationship is and will remain being strong and fair. So, what do you think, my darlings? What should they do? How should this relationship develop? Please feel free to give information about your experiences, about your views, in order to continue with similar readings. And we're done with the reading for today. Somehow I have the impression that there is so much more to say about romantic relationships. I would very much appreciate if you send me your questions. In the meantime, I will try to find a way to ask the tarot about other aspects that make a loving relationship a good one. Stay well, and of course, if you like the video, share, like and subscribe, and I will see you pretty soon. Ciao!